Hello viewer, hujambo. Welcome to this GTN Nursing Services where I, Grace the nurse, talks about mother and child health care. We are on a learning series whereby we are talking about children who are in the adolescent stage. We started a new topic on peer pressure influence. We covered two learning objectives, and today we are about to cover the third learning objective for this peer pressure influence content. But just a recap, we said that the aim of this talk on peer pressure influence is to equip the adolescent with the knowledge and skills necessary for decision making when it comes to matters of being right or wrong, exercising good judgment, and capitalizing on good traits one possesses, and thus building a successful future. So when it comes to our third learning objective, whereby we are discussing the implications of unhealthy peer influence at the adolescent stage, we are concentrating on how negative peer influence may lead to unhealthy practice. I hope it is clear that when we are discussing the implications of unhealthy peer influence, we are focusing on to how negative peer influence may lead to unhealthy practice. Therefore, unhealthy peer influence occurs when someone is affected negatively by their peers in ways that lead them to engage in harmful and undesirable behaviors. That is number one. Number two, when somebody engages in unhealthy practice, various things can happen. Yes? We already covered the growth spurt in these children. And we said the arrival of manhood and the womanhood is taking place. Therefore, the first unhealthy practice which can happen in adolescent stage is intimate pairing. And this intimate pairing can bring about pregnancy. And this is where that pregnancy used to be called a teenage pregnancy. So pregnancy is a state in which one becomes pregnant before expected time due to boy-girl intimate pairing. So that is one of the results which would occur to an unhealthy practice in the adolescent stage. Another thing that can happen is infections. And the common infections at this stage is venereal diseases, because where there is a pregnancy, also a disease can come in. So venereal diseases infection. So this is where one acquires bacteria, viruses that infect the reproductive system of both boys and girls, which could include HIV and the cancer of the cervix. Yes, you know the government has introduced a new vaccine for children at 10 years, girls, which they call the HPV vaccine. So this one is supposed to be used by these girls so that they can have immunity against the HPV virus. So when we talk of venereal diseases infection, this is where one acquires bacteria, stroke viruses that infect the reproductive system of both boys and girls, including HIV and the cancer of the cervix. Another unhealthy practice can lead to mental health issues. Yes, mental health issues due to conflict of interest. Yes, parents, we were warned not to try and introduce our own mold to our children. And this is why I was saying that this stage of adolescent is very frustrating, And the main thing that is leading to all this is what they are calling the self-concept. So mental health issues could be to the side of the parent or to the side of the child. So we are supposed to be very, very careful on how we are handling ourselves at this age. Then another thing that can happen is use of drugs, stroke substances that cause dependence and addiction. That one we are going to cover it on its own. So use of drugs and substances that cause dependence and addiction is very common at this age. We will study about it independently. Then another thing that can happen is loss of track for self-actualization due to change of course, leading to missed opportunities at this age. Remember, we were told that adolescent stage takes up to 5 years for one to be stable. And in others, it goes throughout the teenage age. So this is whereby we are told, if they are not careful, if they are not well informed, for them to be able to make the correct decisions, they can lose track for self-actualization. Self-actualization, we said, when these people are having their own self-concept, somebody plans, starts feeding what he or she would like to be in future. And we usually say that these are the building blocks of a human being for a livelihood. We talked of a vocation, choosing a vocation early. So if one gets into unhealthy practices, one can lose track for self-actualization due to change of course, leading to missed opportunities. Okay, is that clear? Is it clicking something in your mind? Yes, when we think outside the box, it's good for somebody to think of self at that age. What went through in your mind when you are in that age group? What saved your situation? Yes, because we said at this age, one needs a social group to help in modifying these children or even guiding them. In schools, they have guiding and counseling sessions, but at family level, we also need to have a sitting with them so that they don't lose their opportunities because of unhealthy practice at this age. So thank you. See you in the next clip, whereby we will talk about substance use and addiction. This one. We're almost finishing our program. And thank you very much for those people who are really my followers, who are thumbing up, who are commenting. It gives me morale to continue talking to on this channel. So thank you very much and bye-bye.